I'm in Riga, the capital of Latvia, visiting their National Railway Museum, hopefully to learn a little bit about Latvian railways. Heading in through the main entrance, we pass these small, ride-on cars in a quaint hallway of wall exhibits to the admissions office. Adults are £5 each. We were recommended to check out the room to our left first. It had these great exhibits with lots of information about Latvian railways, lots of historical items, great models which were interactive with lights, dioramas. You can see a little man using the facilities here. There was a telegraph room, telegraph machine. So here we are typing in my name to have a look. My name's spelled slightly wrong. There we go. And there's me listening to see if I can hear it coming through. So the whole museum, this whole area is great for kids. Lots of buttons to push, lots of things to see. Railway memorabilia from throughout the ages, different dress codes from when Latvia was Latvia, when Latvia was part of the Soviet Union. All sorts of things to pull out, take a look at, meals that would have been served at stations. A chap here seemingly ordering at a bar in a station. And of course, your ticket office as well. These models were fantastic. They had some great things up on the walls, including this old ticket machine. And here we have the roof lifting off the small scale model of all the little dioramas that were dotted around the room. And I thought this was fantastic. The roof lifts up. You can press the buttons, look at the lights, check out the ticket office of the room. We moved on and had a look at the HO scale model railway, which is in the other room. They ran demonstrations every hour or so. We didn't actually catch it today, but it looked fantastic. Moving on, they had some fantastic exhibits. It's all in Latvian, but we have Google Translate now, so you can take a look through that and divulge into the various details of Latvian railways through the ages. Here's a sign in Russian. I can't quite remember what this is, but it's something to do with signalling, and they had this fantastic interactive game. So this would have been great for kids. You walk up to it, it teaches you the principles of signalling, how signalling works on the network. So here you can see me pressing green to go on the left, and then shortly it will be right to stop on the right. The museum has a large hall with a few exhibits in it, including this restored carriage, which looks absolutely lovely. They have video narrated by a Welshman in the English version. You can see the inside of it. It had been all over the place, and we had this small, narrow gauge walk-through carriage. And it had a lovely little log stove burner in it, keep you nice and warm. A little bit envious from my days at the Leighton Buzzard Railway, but I thought this car was lovely. And there was this formidable locomotive. You can walk up the steps to it. Me with my dodgy knee at the moment. The cab was huge, plenty of space, loads of visibility. You could look down over the whole hall, including where they were running kids' birthday parties. Further in the hall, you had 600mm railway track items, including the snow plough, where we had a look around and we saw the mechanism for how the plough would come out. Latvia being a Baltic country, snows quite a lot. It was snowing in Riga with them. They're moving outside. This was an L-class locomotive. We could actually walk around and take a look inside it. I did try to get inside the firebox, but sadly it wasn't to be today. This big wooden cab, seats as well, really high off the ground, and they had these information tablets as well, which gave a really nice insight into the locomotive's history and the history of the class of the locomotive that we had. Behind we can see the mechanical stoker, which was detailed on the placard at the bottom. So it's just a small insight. None of the locomotives are running, which is a bit sad. I always like to see things working and running. And here we have the German locomotive that was requisitioned by the USSR and pulled in 1947. Further up, there's a prison carriage. Apologies, I didn't really get to manage to get a clear shot of the plaque, and then a EMU, so an electrical multiple unit, typical of railways in Latvia and the Soviet Union as well. And then there was this funny little quirky little thing, which I thought was just fantastic. This looks looks a bit like a Reliant Robin for narrow gauge railways. Those of you familiar with the National Railway Museum in England, I guess this is kind of similar to the dynamometer car that sits behind Mallard in York. No running away today. And with this lovely view of the tram passing the Railway Museum, thank you for watching. That's all from me.